Hey there, welcome everybody. I'm the Terminator, and welcome to my channel. And I'm going to be doing an anime review, and the name is right here. And also, I'm going to be putting a English version in the description as well. Um, Also, keep in mind that the anime is kind of like one of those like massive runoffs. They literally can't help themselves but to take this type of anime genre and try to keep on pumping out anime after anime, and it gets really, really difficult to enjoy something like this. So I'm just saying that none of this makes any sense in reality. I just think that they did something different in the back of the old days, where they just didn't have guns, and the fact that they keep bringing guns into the whole thing and cannons, I can't stand it. Just can't stand it. It's like should not be there. It's not period correct. And if there was a musket, somebody else would have it. Somebody who's a connoisseur in the fine arts. It's not something that some kid would just be making weapons in the middle of the night. It really rusts my feathers. I mean, it's really hard to watch. Now, I have noticed that sometimes in some anime, they'll actually be like they'll be able to go into a spiritual world, and they might be able to go into the human world and see what they have as far as the guns and stuff like that. And it's possible that they would somehow take that and then applicate that and turn it into like the stuff, and then they get upgraded with the new technology. I like that. That makes sense. We can get behind that. But this, stop it. Every time I watch an old feudal age anime that I actually want to enjoy, they keep on bastardizing it with guns, muskets, cannons. They can't help themselves. They have to do it. And it's like, that's not period correct. Sorry. So, yeah, there's a lot of issues with that. Anyway, but let's get back to the actual anime. The anime is actually really good. The picture was so horrible. I actually had to literally take a gamble and take a risk on the anime. I mean, let's put this up there. Let's not do this. This is just horrible. Like, please don't put this out there. Like, this is the worst. There we go. There we go. We can get behind that now. This anime is actually pretty good. It's a shocker. Like, it's actually halfway decent. So I think it's got a lot of potential. It's just that the issue I have with it is that not period correct. Just look at this, that, not period correct. Not even accurate at all. It's just such a waste. But anyway, let's get back onto the anime. This is his wife. Eventually, later down the road, they end up getting married. And interestingly, she is a ninja. She was also recently married to another man, but she was married once, and so it's kind of interesting to see her. This is her in ninja form. She's in ninja form, and so she doesn't actually have as big of a bust as you would think. She's kind of flat, so like it's kind of interesting. I think she reminds me of Tsunade from Naruto. She has that kind of resemblance. Now, as far as like is she the same person? No, they're not even the same at all. But I kind of like her because she's a very good twist to the show. She actually brings a lot to the table. Now, let's get to this particular character. I'm trying to look for another picture and I can't really find one. The blonde haired kid, he basically is an interesting twist to the show, and at first I thought it was just garbage. Don't even think about it. But it ended up actually being pretty good, and was definitely he ended up earning his spades. He's an idiot and oxymoron, but whatever. But back to the point at hand, there's a lot here to this that just, it's so garbage. But I think the show overall makes up for the lack thereof. I never thought I would say that in a million years, but this is just one of those things that just kind of pisses me off. Watch this. This is something you need to consider. But anyway, so it's just that it's frustrating. And here's another picture of him using a gun. I mean, his lack thereof knowledge should not be not this. The guns should never be an option. But anyway, so let's get back to the story at hand here. It's a really good anime. Is it the best anime? Oh, hell no. Is it period correct? Is it actually historically correct? No. No. Nothing about this anime is legitimately good about anything. In fact, it actually doesn't have anything. Ouch. I'm trying to think of anything that's actually positive about this anime. I guess the entertainment aspect. I would say this picture looks amazing, but it is not what I see in this anime. So it's just one of those things like you have to kind of look it out for yourself, check it out for yourself. I enjoy it because it's very entertaining, I guess would be the best way to explain it. To me, it's just so garbage. As far as like everything that's going on, it's very hard. It's very hard to enjoy and digest this anime. But it's got a really good plot. Is it the best? No, but I mean, you know, it's not bad for. It's a decent anime, I think, because usually when they do animes like this, they literally just go for nothing but the action. 9 times out of 10, they don't really show you the village, the people, the heart. They don't show you any city folks. They don't really care. They could care less. There's nothing there to watch. But this time they actually show you everything from start to finish, and they show you the lay of the land. They show you this. They show you that. I think that in description is actually a really interesting twist, because usually 9 times out of 10 they don't show you everything. They just skip right to the battles, right to the fights, and just focus on that and everything, nothing else, just that, because it's boring. Nobody wants to see it. Well, I mean, I really loved there was this one particular anime. It was a samurai anime. I really loved this anime. It was like one of the best, but I can't remember the name off the top of my head. But I mean, it was definitely well known. But something like that would be possible to create, but I don't know. I mean, it's one of those things like, if you get one thing wrong, it could be a bad situation. But it was a very interesting anime. When I remember it, I will put it inside the comments, so then that way, if anybody wants to know it, or description probably, on this video. But anyway, it was a very good anime, and I just really enjoyed it. I found it on YouTube as well. Like, it was on YouTube. It had a video on there, and it had stuff. It's a pretty big TV series on there. But anyway, so is this anime really good or bad? It's, like, again, hit or miss. You gotta understand, this isn't my fault. It's the anime. The people created it. I like it. Is it the best thing ever? No. Is it really good? I mean, like I said, you're gonna have to decide. You're gonna have to be the dictator. You're gonna have to watch it. I wish I can give you more information. It's just that you have to watch this anime for 5 seconds to understand what I'm talking about. It's one of those things, again, you want to like it, but it's like, the studio, they obviously clearly don't know what they're doing. Obviously. You can tell that right off the bat. Their plot and story is like, it barely covers the grade. It barely passes the grade. But I will say they did manage to put characters in the right place. That's it. That's what this anime is like. Okay, imagine this. They don't really have a strong plot. They don't really have a strong anime. But what they do is they take certain characters and put them in front of the show and just go whoop-de-whoop-de-doo. And I think that makes it better because it's a little bit more entertaining. But they do have a story. It's just not as big. It's not as massive, you know, as other animes. That's a good point. I didn't think about it like that from that perspective. But let me check it out real quick. Okay. Well, the show this is a Chinese anime, and it's a really good one. It's one of my favorites, and I actually just watched the second episode. I don't usually do this. I'm completely going off track here. Please bear with me. I have an idea. Do I think that this particular anime... I'm going to go ahead and put this up there in the... I want to show you the images. I did not have it prepared, obviously. Sorry about that. This is I'm again going off script. Okay, is this anime, which is one of my favorite animes, that has come out, is this one better than that anime? Yes, by far, because it actually has a really good anime. It has a really good story, good plot, good everything. I mean, the factors of this anime is amazing, but the art style, it's not really hard to mimic. Now, do you think that the art style would be comparable to this? Like, can we compare it? Slightly, yes, but just a very little bit. The character art style on this anime, you can tell by just simply looking at the pictures that it's really glossy, like glass. Try to copy it, you're gonna get yourself screwed in the process because this is such a good anime. It's gonna be hard to copy it. Again, they have a certain similarity as far as their art style being pretty high up there, but I would say it's about more like 75%. See, this is so huge that it'd be impossible to mimic. You can't even see this in the pictures, guys. The anime is so amazingly beautiful, and the art just, oh my god, it couldn't be more perfect as far as a really good. And you definitely want to keep this anime in the back of your head, because in the future you will definitely want to watch this anime on another different section. But anyway, let's get back to this. This is the anime we're talking about. All right, I'm gonna end with this. If you want to watch a Japanese style version of that, but without all the magic, okay, so that helps. That makes it a lot easier. See something quirky but yet kind of entertaining. It's kind of like it got a little bit of a sense of humor to it. Not really much of a samurai, and supposedly he's got really good skill when it comes to being a samurai. He was trained really well, but it just, unfortunately, not so much. But anyway, it's not really that great of a thriller, I have to admit, and it's really a letdown, big letdown, big shame. Again, it's really hard to stomach this. And then you look at this and you're going, wow, I don't even recognize the main character at all. I mean, it's hard to believe that that's him, you know? But back to the point at hand, I was just saying that, well, technically this is what he looks like when he's in his battle mode. This is where I'm at in the show that I'm at. So that's not bad, but he always gets dressed up like this. Yeah, that's always how he gets, he dresses up like that. And it's really hard to sit there and watch that half the time. But anyway, thanks guys for watching. If you have any comments, go ahead, put them down the line. If you like this particular anime and you felt like that I was being really harsh on it, I was actually holding back on it because I want you to watch it. I give this thing a rating between, I do not go to 10 stars on anime ever, except for this one. This one gets a 10 star. Well, a 9 point, I mean like 9.5 stars. I give this to this anime because it's impossible to get to 10. I have such a high restriction on that. And the only reason why it doesn't get up to 10 is because, I don't know, they could have done something different towards the end. I think they could have made it a little bit better. And if I say that you could do something better, that means you don't get 10 stars. But it's not a bad 9 stars compared to this, which is like barely 5 stars. I won't give this thing 5 stars. I'll give it 4 and 5. 4.5 stars. Only fair. But I will not sit here and say that this anime is that great. It's really not. That's why I'm saying this. That's why I'm going so out of depth, trying to explain it the best way I can. I can't until you go and watch it. That's my problem. You have to go and watch it to see it for yourself. I like the anime, don't get me wrong, but it's not the greatest anime ever by any means. In fact, it's kind of horse crap. But it's better than nothing. Yeah. I don't know. Kind of debative. Again, this is yet for you to decide, not me. There's a big difference. Because it's only my opinion, right? So, at the end of the day, that's all that all matters. Okay, so if you have any comments, just by the way, I do not get paid for the anime reviews at all. And also, you can feel free to put any comments on the description. because I don't take away anybody's voice. Everybody has a voice. So, thanks guys for watching.